Juve, eccolo! Easy wordplay by Tuttosport this morning. Juve, eccolo. Here he is, Juve. Eccolo, Kolo Muani. Of course, you are referring to the French player that yesterday, in the late afternoon, early evening, arrived in Caselle, in Torino. Of course, yesterday a lot of people were asking, Beppe, what happened? Where is Kolo Muani? Or at least where are all the posts of Kolo Muani? We immediately made a video about it yesterday. I'm extremely sorry for the people that watched that video because I messed up. I messed up. Instead of selecting that microphone, I have chosen, without paying attention, for the external microphone of the camera. The sound was a disaster. And that's all. I discovered that luckily I invested in a beautiful microphone for having you, actually, not your ears bleeding through your earphones. Ciao Juventini of the world. My name is Giuseppe. Welcome back on the channel. I hope you're all doing well. We're speaking, of course, about Kolo Muani, how we can potentially play in this Juventus with, or attenzione, without Dusan Vlahovic. There is a name that is on the exit market that is starting to really annoy me. A player that I don't really want to see going away. Not in the winter, not in the summer, and probably never. We'll speak about that and much more in today's video. If you didn't yet, please put a maximum of like. Continue to subscribe because now we start not with the first page of Tuttosport, but actually with the actuality, because this morning, indeed, Kolo Muani arrived in front of the J Medical. He will do the test today. Then, of course, the journey that is always really well scheduled by Juventus, by Creator Lab. And hopefully, I'm not sure about that, but I think so, there will be a second training session in the afternoon where we'll see the first images of Kolo Muani when the contract will be signed, joining his teammates to have and to start preparing actually Juve Milan, an important game of this Saturday. Will he be on time to be there on the field with his teammates? Yes. This is why Juventus, Cristiano, Giuntoli, Thiago Motta, they were really pushing to have him as soon as possible. Of course, Kolo Muani is one of the signings that you do in the winter to reach your objective that unfortunately for Juventini was not the Scudetto. It was a beautiful dream at the start of the season. Things went a bit wrong. A lot wrong, because at the moment we are not speaking about Scudetto at all, even if the chances to go back in that run for the Scudetto are extremely minimal, if not at all anymore. But it's that top four, reaching that top four, that is crucial, vital, not only for Juve to continue to invest, to continue to develop the project that they started 6 months ago, but on top of that also important, decisive for Kolo Muani if he wants to have a future in this Juventus. Because we know it is a simple loan from Paris Saint-Germain from now on until the end of the season. I still need to understand if yes or no he will participate to the Club World Cup with the Bianconeri or with Les Rouges et Bleus de Paris. I need to understand that. I don't know. But it is a loan, a simple loan where Juventus, I already anticipated that news, has the opportunity to sit at the table with Paris Saint-Germain at the end of the season to decide something. We give him back because he didn't perform, or we give it back because he performed but we didn't qualify to Champions League and we don't have the resources, or we sign him, what is the price that you're asking for the player, or maybe we want to go for a new loan. A new loan for the entire season 25-26, where in the 26-27 season we can definitely sign him for much lower requested price that you could possibly ask in the summer. All these questions, of course, if Kolo Muani agrees as well. So we are all hoping to qualify to Champions League, to have a Kolo Muani that is performing a lot. That's super important to us. Now, the question will be, with or without Dusan Vlahovic? That's a huge big question that all the Juventini are asking themselves. Gazzetta dello Sport, they gave us a date. There will be a meeting between the agent of Dusan Vlahovic and Juventus management to speak again about that contract extension that Juventus want really to offer to Dusan. Of course, not at the same salary that he's having at the moment. We are speaking about a 12 million euro net, which is 24 million gross for the Bianconeri to pay to the Serbian number 9. But apparently Gazzetta dello Sport is giving us also some inside information, something that we already knew since a lot of weeks, since some months actually. The intention of Dusan is not to accept a renewal at much lower salary. The big question, of course, is what and when, because they are speaking about February, which means that he will continue to stay with us until the end of this season to speak about Mercato again towards the next season. On the other side, this morning, there was a post on Instagram from Darko Ristic. You will tell me, Pepe, who is Darko Ristic? Is that a new player from Juve? No. It's the agent of Vlahovic that posted this morning a picture next to his player. Darko Ristic, why is he now in Torino if that meeting has been planned in February? I don't know, just maybe to speak with Dusan, maybe having a dinner yesterday, maybe to see how he's doing. I have absolutely no idea. Or maybe to check if indeed, yes, offers arrived. According to Gazzetta dello Sport, there were some interest for the player, but at the moment, no real concrete offer arrived in the office of Juventus, and that's probably also why he will stay. Let's see. It's a situation that, again, we are the 16th. Mercato will close on the 3rd of February. We need really to pay attention for. We really need to pay attention for staying or not. But in the meanwhile, if Dusan stay, we need to find a solution to let Kolo Muani and Dusan Vlahovic playing together, because that's another thing. Mercato is one thing, the finances are another thing, contract, etc. But the field is what matters to us, Juventus, because we need the Tifosi. We want to qualify to the top 4, to the Champions League, to compete in the biggest competition next season as well, to have that attractiveness, to be appealing also there, and to continue with our statue of we are a big club. They are giving us a few solutions on Tuttosport, for example, continuing with that 4-2-3-1, where he could potentially play on the right side with Dusan Vlahovic playing as a number 9 and Yildiz on the left side of the field. A solution that, yes, could possibly be like that, because we saw Kolo Muani also playing with l'Équipe de France in that specific role, a role that he can do, of course, that he can execute. On the other side with Nico Gonzalez, with Conceição, with also Yildiz that can play on that side, but also if we want Cambiaso. It's a bit strange to see a Kolo Muani in that position. I don't really believe in that 4-2-3-1 if everyone is healthy, of course. Another possibility is a 4-2-3-1 without Dusan Vlahovic, but with Kolo Muani as a number 9, with Conceição on the right, with Yildiz on the left. And then there is another possibility given by Tuttosport, is a 4-3-3 with Kolo Muani on the left side, with Yildiz on the right side, and with Vlahovic there in the center of the field, with Koopmeiners, Thuram and Locatelli in the middle, a real 4-3-3 that what a lot of people are asking for. We want to play a 4-3-3. Is that possible to see them playing like that in that 4-3-3? Or maybe like Gazzetta dello Sport is saying, Motta is studying another system, another way of playing to let both of them playing together without putting Yildiz, Conceição, Nico Gonzalez, Bangula, etc., on the bench. We will discover it probably a bit too soon against Milan, because we are playing in 2 days and the player just arrived. He didn't even train with the team. We still don't know if Dusan Vlahovic will recuperate fully or not. But of course, Dusan Vlahovic and Kolo Muani, if you have both of the players until the end of the season at least, well, Thiago needs to find a way to let them play as much as possible, because if you go for Kolo Muani, it's not to put him on the bench, and it's also, according to me, not to put Dusan on the bench if he stays. Now that we have said that, it's not that much the role. It's not that much the formation. 4-3-3, 4-2-3-1, 4-1-4-1, 2-7-2 if you want. That is important in how we can use the best of Kolo Muani. We know it's a player that can score goals, a player that can do assists as well, but it's especially a player that loves to go into spaces. With our Juventus, or the one that we saw of that possession-based Juve, the one that loves to keep the ball, the one that is going from left to right, playing a lot of horizontally, using a lot of times the wings. Probably it's not the best ideal way of playing to use the best Kolo Muani. So what is the best? Probably the one that we played against Atalanta. The way that we played against Atalanta, with more intensity, playing a lot more central, trying to find these passes in vertical, could potentially be the way to actually use Kolo Muani the best. So if we can replicate the way of playing against Atalanta with the Kolo Muani on top, could possibly be the solution to have the best. Not Kolo Muani only, yesterday also Alberto Costa, that yesterday has been presented by Juve, officially signed his contract. We see the ID card made by Juve from Alberto. Portuguese player, so it's not a Brazilian player, pay attention, it's a Portuguese player, defender that can play on that right side. Kolo, not Muani, but Kolo 99 made a fantastic, beautiful video about him as well that you can find on his YouTube channel, 21 years old. Yesterday, extremely emotional in arriving to Juve, he said it. It went extremely fast when I heard about the opportunity to join Juve. I needed to digest it first, and when I digested immediately, I said yes. Physical player, fast player that loves to carry the ball on that right wing. He can dribble a lot, not that accurate, but a player that has really margin to grow, and he will change himself there in that position with Savona, even if Savona playing some games maybe as a center back is not something that Thiago Motta wants to put aside at the moment. He has chosen the number 2. Best of luck to Carlos Alberto, but of course people are asking me, Beppe, okay, great, fantastic, Kolo Muani and Alberto Costa, but what about the other players that we are all expecting? You know it. Araujo was a player that was nearly about to transfer himself to Juve for a big money. At the moment, Juventus didn't receive 100% no. So the papers are still keeping it with a low percentage alive that Araujo could possibly reopen the negotiation with Juve. Let's see, but it will be difficult. Tomori is another player, but Ciao injury extremely difficult. Hanchko, fantastic, great. They even have an agreement on everything, but Feyenoord, until you don't convince them with a lot of money, it will be extremely difficult. Danso could potentially go and dribble everyone and be the first one on that list there. Guys, there are a lot of names. Antonio Silva that could reopen now the negotiation with Benfica, with the agent Jorge Mendes. So there are a lot of names, always the same. But it doesn't depend on Juve. It depends a lot on the clubs, if yes or no they accept to reinforce Juve, which in January is extremely difficult. You know what is really strange according to me, and I hope it's true, it's Gazzetta dello Sport that is really insisting since a lot of days that Juventus is not looking for one extra center-back, but they are looking for 2 center-back. Again, the names are these ones. I think personally that it will be already really difficult to have one. I think we will do one. The one that we want, that's the question mark. But 2, let's hope and see. I don't know. The thing that annoyed me a lot, and I told you in the intro, is that at a certain moment you need to invest. Because if Kolo Muani is free at the moment, but you need to think about the future in signing him and investing that money. If we are looking to invest in some players in defense, and especially 2 center-backs like Gazzetta dello Sport is saying, well, that money needs to come from somewhere. And what is annoying is that in the last 2 days, we hear too many times City interested in Andrea Cambiaso. City, Cambiaso, City, Cambiaso. Of course, Cambiaso is not in the best form, which is totally normal, guys. He played that first part of the season until that injury, full power, every single game from the first until the last minute for a player that was the most subbed out by Max Allegri last season. So it makes sense that at a certain moment he has a dip, but it's a player that no way you let go, because then how do you replace a player like that? Juventus would not listen to offers under 50 million euro. According to me, in January, it's even incredible to speak about that, but I'm scared that this is the plan for June, July. So wait, calma, let's see. But honestly, I'm a bit scared. Today, I want to say happy birthday to Samuel Bangula, 21 years old, the surprise of this season. I follow him since he's with the youth. I saw him with Primavera. I saw him with Next Gen. I was happy for him to make his debut with Juve, especially with the goal that he scored. Honestly, I didn't expect that growth, that impact in first division with the first team. I was not expecting it that fast, that much. Bravo, Samuel. Beautiful surprise of the season. Happy birthday to you. And the same day is also celebrating the birthday, Stefan Lichtsteiner. Happy birthday, my buddy. Mamma mia, what a player. If there is one player that I regret not having the shirt from, it is Stefan Lichtsteiner on top of Barzagli. But Stefan Lichtsteiner is a player that I would have loved to have the shirt from. Happy birthday, Stefan. Mamma mia, what a player. Beppe, why are you not speaking about Inter that yesterday drew 2-2? You will probably ask me, and you are totally correct. I'm not speaking about Inter for a simple reason, because at the moment, Inter drawing against Bologna doesn't change anything for Juve at all. It doesn't change. It's actually making Napoli happy, but not that much Juve. So that's why I don't celebrate that much. Well, of course, when Inter is not winning, it's always a beautiful day, but at the moment, guys, let's concentrate and focus on ourselves, on Juve, instead of the other ones. Grazie ragazzi, you see that I'm not 100% feeling well, so the video is a bit shaking. I'm sorry for that. I will try to recuperate some energy. Grazie, forza, Juve. Ciao.